again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Browns Latest. I'm Dave Grendzynski, and this is where you can get caught up on some of the latest news involving our favorite team in the NFL. That is, of course, the Cleveland Browns, and then we give you a take tied to each one of those news items along the way. Thank you to everyone who has liked our previous episodes and who has subscribed to the channel. I'm betting that I will be changing the fit by the end of the week. We are that close to 8,000 subscribers. Every time we cross the threshold, I know how much everybody loves the orange quarter zip, but we change it up for one show after we cross the threshold, and that's how close we are to 8,000 subscribers. I can't thank you enough to everyone who supports our little show and to everyone who gets their comments down there in the viewer comment section, and to our members of the dog pound, the QR code right there, right there. Thank you to you, and hopefully you enjoyed our first exclusive video that popped out over the weekend. Now, coming up on today's show, the Browns are off to Philadelphia today on what I think is the most crucial week so far during training camp, and we have to talk about speeding tickets again. Also want to talk about why I want to see Dylan Gabriel on that field Saturday afternoon. I was thinking about the way Shedeur played on Friday night, and I came to the conclusion that I think this would be a very good teaching moment for children and even adults. And down in the viewer comments, one Browns player starts a fight amongst the Steelers fans. They're fighting with each other. It's awesome. Can't wait to tell you about it. But first things first, we got business to take care of. This is, to me, the most crucial week of training camp so far. This is the most crucial week of the offseason. And now into the preseason, because we have Philadelphia Eagles week this week. And they are the Super Bowl champs, in case you haven't heard. They're traveling today, practice tomorrow morning, and then Thursday morning as well. 2 joint practices with the Super Bowl champs. So, and you're like, well, Dave, why is this the most crucial? Well, it's crucial because these are the Super Bowl champs. And we should get a really good gauge on where we're at over the next couple of days. And then, of course, with the preseason game on Saturday afternoon at 1. But, I mean, this is a team that, you're talking Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, and the rest of it. This is a team that sent out their second team last week against the Bengals' first team and hung over 400 yards of total offense on them. The Tanner McKee, the backup quarterback in the first half, threw for over 200 and a couple of touchdowns. This is the guy they kept over Kenny Pickett. What did they do with Kenny Pickett? They sent him to us. So this team is still loaded, folks, and has every bit the chance to repeat this year as Super Bowl champions. That's how good they are. Could be the best defensive line in the NFL, arguably the best offensive line in the NFL. So our guys will have their hands full, and so it will be the biggest test we have seen so far, in the preseason, and it's a good one. And you get 2 days of joint practices where the ones will be doing all their battle in those joint practices. So that'll be very interesting to see what goes on there, how the quarterbacks hold up, and all of that. And so you've got this looming, right? The Eagles are circling around. They're heading to Philadelphia, the home of the Liberty Bell and Tasty Cakes and all the rest of it. I've been to Philly. I like it. Those fans, though, they are fierce. My Indy guy told me every time they had to go in there, he says, boy, oh boy, those fans are tough on opposing teams. Now, this is only preseason, but the rookies will be exposed to it for the first time. And we got all these things that we're trying to deal with and worry about and everything. And then guess what happens? Most crucial week of training camp, and we're talking about tickets. Again. Speeding tickets. 100 miles an hour. Again. On 71. Again. In Strongsville. Again. Myles Garrett this time. Again. This is like 7 or 8 times for Myles Garrett. And remember, Myles is the one who flipped his car with a friend in it when he was speeding and lost control. But this happened after the game on Friday night. It was early Saturday morning, 2 a.m. Team landed at the airport, and I guess he was in a hurry to get home. Doing 100 and a 60. Team's not talking about it, but remember back 3 years ago, 2022, it was October of 2022 when he flipped that Porsche and he missed the game. Browns lost that game, hurt his shoulder, and as a game against the Falcons, you'd think after 7 or 8 times you learn your lesson. You'd think after becoming the highest paid defensive end, at least for a short time, in the league, you might be a little more responsible. Oh, wait, by the way, he's also the face of the franchise, basically, at this point. I mean, well, until Shedeur showed up. Also, team leader, the guy everybody looks up to, the guy everybody leans on. And this is what he's going to do. I mean, does he realize how important the team he is to us? And we just went through this with one of our rookie quarterbacks. And he heard all of that noise. And he heard what Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski had to say about that. And what's he go and do? He goes and does the same thing. For the 7th or 8th time this has happened. Just not a good look for Miles, man. These are the distractions we just don't need at this time. So you got this going on now. You got Myles Garrett with the 100 miles an hour. And it wouldn't, it's like, it's why? Why? Everybody's going, why, Myles? Why are you doing this again? So he can either pay a $250 fine or go to court on August 14th or something. I'm sure he's just going to pay the fine and, it'll go away. It'll be fine. So, but it's the risk that's involved. That is the problem. It is the risk. 100 miles an hour. Down 71. I don't understand why these guys don't get it. I just don't. So you got this now. And it reminded me, remember Step Brothers when they were going to sell the house and Will Ferrell says, I got a belly full of white dog crap and then you lay this on me? Well, you get a belly full of white dog crap with Myles Garrett and then they're going to lay this on you. The updated depth chart comes out for Eagles week. Shedeur Sanders is still 4th. Kenny Pickett is somehow 2nd. Hasn't played in 2 weeks, and he's still somehow 2nd. Dylan Gabriel hasn't played in 2 weeks, and he's still 3rd. Shedeur balls out on Friday night. He's still 4th. It says unofficial. It says unofficial depth chart, but there is no world where this makes any sense to me. How Shedeur Sanders is still sitting. Everybody sees it. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows who at least QB2 should be. It should be 12. It should be QB2. But we're still dealing with this as well. They practiced yesterday. And here's our world famous tracker. And now Pickett, he's out of the mix still. Only doing 7-on-7. So those numbers skewed. You know how I feel. I'm over. Especially at this point of the season, the 7-on-7s, not interested. Great for OTAs early in training camp, like early on to get you want to get the rust off, working on accuracy because all you have out there are DBs covering the wide receivers. It's like when you play backyard football, except for they don't even have a guy going 1 battleship, 2 battleship, or 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. They don't even have that. The quarterback has as much time as he needs to find a guy who's open and throws out. Like I said, I feel like that is great in the beginning. This point in training camp, I'm not interested. So throw out Kenny Pickett's stats in my book. Gabriel, mostly 7-on-7. He did get some 11-on-11. All the touchdowns came during, they did a red zone drill. Flacco, pretty solid once again, but look at Shedeur. Most attempts, most completions, 2 touchdowns. 10 of 14, 2 touchdowns. But he's somehow 4th he's 4th on the depth chart. So we had that. Now, I really want to see Gabriel play this week. Right now, the way it's setting up, I think Flacco will get all of his run during the joint practices, just like last week, and not play Saturday night. In a perfect world, it's Shedeur in the first half, Gabriel in the second half. Let's see what we got here. I want to see Gabriel because now Shedeur set the bar on Friday night. You know, this is now you have something to compare it to. That's why you want Gabriel out there. We got to see what this offense looks like with him. All that pocket moving and all that other nonsense that they have to do when he's in there. But yeah, we got to get Gabriel out on that field on Saturday because we need. I can't wait to see what it is that has them so enamored. Especially after what happened on Friday night. So that's where we're working through all of this, folks. You know, tickets and everything. But here's the good news. Talking about Friday night and Shedeur and setting the bar. Now I started thinking about it, you know, and I'm like, man. You know, if I'm a coach, a parent, you know, maybe you have, you know, your kids who are, you know, it doesn't even have to be sports, man. You know, they could be trying out for a part in a play that they want, or, you know, it could be whatever it is you're doing. Even adults, the job that you have, maybe the role that you're in, you know, the way Shedeur has handled this whole thing is really, she needs to be bottled and sold, because every time he just goes out there and does what he should do. Like, you know, all the way back to the draft, the kid pranking him. He calls the kid directly and says, hey, you know, he tells him, you know, hey, live and learn, right? The kid made a mistake. And so, you know, handled that perfectly, you know, and then into the training camp and all the noise he hears about falling in the draft and this and that and bad and wore headphones. But what does he do? He just blocks out the noise, goes out there, does what he has to do. Doesn't matter who's in front of him. That's the lesson here for the kids. If you're not where you want to be, take care of what's in front of you, and then get to the next step. And that's all he's been doing. So if your son or daughter or somebody's playing a sport, and maybe they're fourth string when they first start out, and they're not happy about it, what do? Go out there, tear them up. That's what Shedeur's been doing, right? Take it. Go out there and you see what's in front of you, take it. Oh, now the threes are in front of you? Go out there and take it. The twos, hey, you got to start the first preseason game, but I've never played against the ones. Doesn't matter. Go out there and take it. And that's what he did on Friday night. And he really flipped the script on this. And so here we are again, still fourth. Think it's going to bother him? Nope. Goes out there yesterday, 10 of 14, 2 touchdowns. Tell the kids. Apply it to yourself. I have learned a lot from this, from watching this. This is just, you just have to stay even keel. Keep working hard. Keep your head down. Keep working hard. Whatever he says it all the time. He just waits for the opportunities. When he gets the opportunities, he has to perform. And that's it. Get your opportunities and perform. Make it impossible for them to keep you where you're at if you want to be here and you're here, make it impossible for them to keep you here. Just keep doing it, and that's what he's been doing. And this is a life lesson. It's a lesson for all of us. But boy, oh boy, if you're a coach out there, I would be using this as an example. So because this has just been exemplary what Shedeur is doing, and so we'll see what happens this week as far as the reps and things are concerned. But you know, they ran him through a couple of drills. Him and Flacco did a drill yesterday. They had 55 seconds on the clock, one timeout. They had to get him, you know, at least in the field goal range, and they both got down in the field goal range, and Flacco's kick made, but the backup kicker was kicking for Shedeur, and he missed it. So, but it was a makeable field goal, and they missed it. So, again, just do what they ask you to do. This, just do it, and that's all he's been doing. And to me, it's a lesson for everyone. So we'll see how the rest of this week plays out. But he deserves QB2 at this point in my book. I don't see it any other way. I'm not the only one that sees it. I think the entire world sees it. So the Browns have to see it. They just this has got to stop. This has got to end this week. Flacco, Shedeur, and let's move on. Pickett, we heard Joe Thomas say it. He's probably out this week and next week, according to Joe Thomas, at least. So, but exemplary, Shedeur. Very exemplary. Now, also exemplary, the viewer comments. And we'll start today with Bootstrap 529, who says, Grizzer, can you please comment on the Cleveland media? Please don't walk the fence or equivocate. It's very lucky that I could pronounce that. Has coverage been fair? They could have made his extra work a Rocky Balboa story. Instead, they spun it to the negative. And he's talking about there's different people. But here's the thing. Yes, I mean, it's turning into a Rocky Balboa story for sure, without question. I mean, I already said we need a 30 for 30. But yes, you're right about that. But here's the thing about the Cleveland media. We've gone through this so many times at quarterback. So I think the media at this point is so cautiously optimistic because we've had hope before. And we've seen guys who I mean, I'll even say that, like, even DTR looked good sometimes in the preseason, and he amounted to really nothing for us once real football started. So that's part of it. You've seen the jersey with all the names. So that is a big part of this, the cynicism and the pessimism that comes with the Cleveland media. You have to just, I mean, it doesn't make it right. It does, but that's part of what plays into this. And even as fans, we have been through this so many times. And so just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, Bootstrap. It's a great take, but that's where we're at with them, with all, everybody gets cautiously, it's a very sensitive subject, our quarterbacks in Cleveland. And so until it ends, it will remain a sensitive subject, but great take, Bootstrap. Don Franz, 1730 says, Aaron Rodgers is 41 and the Steelers are planning to have him as their franchise quarterback for the entire season. Well, he'll be their starter. I don't know if he's their franchise quarterback. But Joe Flacco, he says, is only 40 and is better than Rodgers. And he says Flacco should play the entire season as the number one. Now, I don't know. I think that's a big ask to ask Flacco to play the entire season. Now, again, I remember we talked about the quarterbacks who were over 40 and got their teams to the playoffs and those who even played in a Super Bowl. We broke all that down like a month or so ago. But the thing about Rodgers in Pittsburgh, Shedeur started this fight after he played so well on Friday night. This internet fight among Pittsburgh Steeler fans. Look what was going on. It was great. They're all like, this is the X or Twitter, whatever. I mean, it's X reaction that I found. People saying, tell me again why the Steelers passed on Shedeur. Somebody else saying, I've been saying Shedeur Sanders is the best QB in the NFL draft in 2025. Steelers will regret this decision for years to come. Yo, who will feel stupid if Shedeur Sanders becomes a great quarterback? The Pittsburgh Steelers. And so not only is Aaron Rodgers 41 and they're going to hope he gets them through the season, everybody's mad they didn't take Shedeur now. The Giants, too. The Giants fans, the Raiders fans. It's been fun to watch. I mean, he broke the internet on Friday night and into Saturday, and it's still going on. But that's the thing. And it's just great to see. I think Pittsburgh's tanking to get Aller. That's what I think they're doing. I think they want Drew Aller from Penn State. He's an Ohio guy. So, but Will Howard broke his finger. Apparently he was playing pretty well in camp, but he broke his finger, so he's out now. But I think that's the road they're going. I don't think I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to beat them twice, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, great take. I love it, Don Franz. Love the take. Doug Roach, if the ball goes through the uprights, it is good. Complaining about how it goes through is a petty argument. When the kicker misses, then you can complain. So Doug is talking about, remember I said, Hopkins was 3 for 4 the other night. I wanted him to get off to a great start. But a couple of those extra points that he made were even just a little, well, he's getting on me about it. And it's fine. I appreciate it, Doug. That's fine. I mean, it's a great take. But we really need him to get it together this year because he was so big for us in 2023. I need him kicking every kick with confidence. And those extra points have to be automatic, and I want to see them pumped right down the middle every single time. We need automatic extra points out of Dustin Hopkins, and he's huge. He is going to be huge for us this year. Great take, Doug Roach. And we'll end with Mitch Rappelsback, who says, dang it, Luke Florio waived and already moved off the roster. Yeah, that hamstring injury that he suffered in the game on Friday night after making that great catch. It's serious. And so they waived him. The plan is, though, to get him back. He'll clear waivers, hopefully. And then they'll get him back and put him on IR and heal him up and then get him to the practice squad or something. But right now, all roads are pointing towards Luke Floria remaining with the team. So that's good news, in this situation. And the other good news is Gage Larvidan now has a golden opportunity. They even put him an undrafted a rookie free signee, undrafted. They put him on the podium yesterday to address the media. So that already tells you what they think of Gage Larvidan and the camp he's having. And so that's huge. That's a big deal. And so it looks like Gage is solidifying his spot on the roster. But him and Thrash, you got Deontay Johnson, and Sed and Jerry Jeudy. Like, this wide receiver room is shaping up. And I kept telling you, folks, I think they really like what they had. And we told you about Larvidan 2 months ago when they signed all these guys. We told you about Floria, too. Guys who we thought would make a difference. And we hit on those two. And Larvidan looks like he's going to be around for the long haul. So this is a golden opportunity. Even though we lost Floria, it looks like he'll stay with the team, which is good. And then Larvidan now has a golden opportunity to shine. So great take. Unfortunately for Luke Floria, his season cut a little bit short. Who knows? He might be back by the end of it. It just depends. But we'll see. But, man, what a show he put on for Mentor and Kent State. And that was fun to watch. And now Gage Larvidan has a big, big, big opportunity awaiting him as we are now into Philadelphia Eagles week. All right. It's travel day today. Joint practices start tomorrow. We'll be here tracking it all week, folks. All right. Thanks for watching. Go Browns. We will see you next time.